So I saw the trailer for this new Saints Row game, and it was just terrible. There were a lot of problems with it, but like, the thing that crossed my mind the most was the fact that it reminded me so much of Watchdogs 2, except, you know, with a Fortnite coat of paint. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not really a Saints Row fan. I have 2, 3, and 4, I think, but I didn't really finish any of them. Didn't get that far in either, I don't believe. But that's not what a reboot's about. A reboot is about capturing a new audience while also accommodating for the old one. And if this wasn't clear, they did not do this. That is not what happened. But yeah, we're going to watch this trailer, and then we're going to watch some of the Watchdogs trailers, because the games come across as very similar, at least in this early stage of Saints Row's marketing. You take the cast from the old game, you kick them out the door, you spit on them, and then you replace them with a bunch of millennials. It's even trying to appeal to the same crowd. Just listen to this.
This is systemic injustice at its highest level.
Like, they are 100% going for the same kind of people. Like, we know who I'm talking about. And yes, Watch Dogs 2 is out. It has a bunch of trailers throughout the entirety of the lead up to its release and blah blah blah, but I will only be looking at a couple of the trailers, the ones that are most relevant and the most comparable. And obviously I'll be focusing on the trailers, not what's in the game and if it doesn't represent or whatever the fuck. So let's just watch this thing, and we'll break down like the immense amount of problems with this piece of shit trailer.
Kev, got eyes on the buyer?
Yep. Here it comes.
Okay, just stop right there. This is probably a nitpick, but why is Eli calling Kevin to ask him if he has eyes on the buyer? Surely if Kevin saw him, he would call Eli instead? Or, you know what I mean, Kevin should be looking around and he should call Eli up. Although again, this doesn't really matter, they just did this so they can introduce Kevin, set him up and see what it looks like and blah blah blah. The other thing that happens is that every character talks and not one of them shows off any personality at all.
And I got the dealer. Nina, they're heading your way. They're here.
You should have eyes on the merchandise.
I sure do.
Was that a gunshot?
Yeah, they shot the dealer.
That is so unprofessional.
What? Hello? Can anyone tell me if this is supposed to be a joke? Because I really don't fucking know at all. I can't decipher it. I just keep thinking of this line in the trailer and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I guess Eli is supposed to be like stuck up or a nerd or something. That's why he's like, oh, that's unprofessional that some guy just got shot in the face. Honestly, more than anything, it just seemed like the delivery was just really bad. Like, if that had been delivered better, maybe I'd understand, it'd be funny. But it was not.
There's a lot of them. Can we do this?
We can't afford not to. Nina, you good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great. Whenever you're ready, Kevin.
What are you guys thinking for dinner tonight? How about my world famous chili con carne?
Stop. Okay. First off, again, is this a joke? Is this supposed to be a joke? Am I supposed to be laughing? Like, what is this? What is the statement? I think that this is them establishing that he likes cooking, and that's how they do it. Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna eat later. So now we know that he's interested in cooking. That's real interesting, guys. Thank you. And second of all, the mask. Why is he wearing an LED mask? Now, in the other trailer, we find out that the cultists have these masks. But I want to ask you another question. Why is Wrench wearing a mask? Not even from the trailer, just by looking at him. Just look at him. It's clear from a design point of view that he's wearing the mask because it fits in with the rest of his outfit. Which may mean what? Could mean he made it. Could mean it's a uniform. Could mean anything else. It could mean something. What does it mean that Kevin has one? What does that mean? I mean, I still don't know what it means, even from the second trailer when they introduced the cultist. Does that mean he was a cultist? Why does he have the helmet then? We all know why he has the helmet. It's because it's quirky and it's like, oh, look at the LED helmet. Oh, flashing lights. Buy our game, kiddies. There are a bunch more reasons why it makes more sense for Wrench to have something like that, but we'll talk about that later. We'll focus on this trailer for now.
Hey, guys. What you got in the Oh, stolen Marshall MDI-101 M9 multi-rocket shoulder launchers. Nice. My buddies and I have been looking all over town for those. Have you been hoarding? See, we need them for our startup. It's a criminal empire kind of.
This scene just makes me feel awkward. It just feels kind of gross. Like Kevin is not really being distracting here. He's just saying things. Like there's no anything to his words. It's like it's just vapid, you know? I guess it establishes like the marshals as being like guns, but like, whoa. Thanks for the exposition, bro. This is like the most played out like situation ever, and the dialogue is so uninteresting that they have it muffled as they're getting into the car. Like that's how bad the scene is. And so many people have said it, but I'll say it too. These are the guys you should be playing as. Like, why aren't we playing as these guys? Although that guy is like the guy on the right, he has a very weird stomach showing outfit. I don't know what this is. I guess it's kind of interesting. Why did he do that? Was he just clumsy? I'm really not sure. And why is he even there to begin with? Like, why is he there at all in any sense? Why doesn't he shoot? Because of the car? Like, what? I was so confused the first. I'm always confused. This whole thing is confusing. Why isn't he shooting? Shouldn't he try to shoot and Kevin had stopped him by nudging him? Like, but even then, like, why would he be shooting right now? Does he not want to waste the bullet? I guess maybe there's some intrigue. Maybe there's some intrigue that they're setting up about these specific weapons. I have no idea. Also, I had to listen to Kevin in this clip like 5 times to understand what he was saying. He's saying nice talking to you. It might just be because of the music, but the distortion effect seems a bit much even then. But it's not that bad. Let's continue.
After him!
And to be fair, that was pretty cool. But there's absolutely no way you're going to be able to do that in-game, so who gives a shit?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I use in a battle for the mind. Hit it hard like it's a bone. Blowing up blows to the nose like it's an else, and I'm ripping up shows.
Huh? What? I mean, cute subversion, but like, how much of this chase have we missed? Like, what's going on?
Somebody in the neighborhood always spending money to no end. Looking for a friend and a war to the war. Ripping up the poor in the stores until they get a brother kicking in the door. Hi there!
Hang on!
Dad, you should buckle up.
Kevin! Come on! Hey! Asshole! Get the fuck away from my friends.
Stop. That was fucking that was unironically cringeworthy. That was I where did you get this gun? This is the same gun that he has. Where'd you get that? Where did you get that? It's almost done, guys. It's almost over. Just hold on. What in the actual fuck is this? What is this? Dude, did they actually think that this was cool? Quote unquote cool? This bitch didn't do anything. She just shot a gun twice. Like, what? When she said, get away from my friends, was I supposed to be like, oh, hurrah, yes, yes, go? What the fuck am I supposed to be feeling? I can't comprehend it. But yes, maybe you can see now why the trailer is just so fucking bad. Especially the ending. If the ending wasn't there, it might be, like, not even worth the video, but it's just so... It just exemplifies every problem in this trailer. I will say, Kevin, probably, like, the best character in this, easily. He had a couple of moments where he, like, said things and, showed a bit of personality, which is more than I can say for the other three. I guess Eli showed some personality, but it was so generic. It was so like, oh, I'm frightened weak boy. Like, we get it. I've seen this before, I must say. This is the guy, by the way, apparently his personality is that he loves podcasts. That's not in this trailer, or the other trailer, but that is apparently his thing. But overall, I don't understand what the game is from this trailer. I don't understand the characters, other than maybe Kevin. I don't know anything about this game at all. And we'll just compare this to Watchdogs. First of all, the reveal trailer. Let's just take a look at that for now. But this will be quick, because it's nothing like this, obviously. It's good. Can we just stop it right there? Can we just appreciate how the first 5 seconds of this is better than the entirety of the Saints Row trailer? Imagine you didn't know what Watchdogs was, okay? First clip, oh, I'm a hacker. Boom. Like, in Saints Row, we don't even know, are they supposed to be a gang? What are they? Like, they're doing crime, I guess, but they don't seem like they fit into the archetype of people who would do crime, so it's very jarring. And then clips 2 and 3, there are bad guys, you hack to deal with them, and you chase people, like, boom, like, this is action, this is, like, stuff you'll be doing in the game. This feels very real. This is an actual representation of the game in the first 5 seconds. And I'm actually not going to play much more of this one, because it's not like it's not good, but it's just not really relevant to the comparison compared to, say, the story trailer. But I will show you this one part that most open world games do, that Saints Row, not the last one, either of the trailers, neither of the trailers really did, and it's this.
A shot here in San Francisco costs $350.
Home's smart houses are calibrated to anticipate your every need.
You're listening to Rock the Grid.
You see that? It showed us the world. It showed us, like, some of the radio stations. It showed us places. It showed us the people in those places. People, NPCs, in those places, what they do on a regular day. Their jobs, their whatever. The lived-in world. That was not in either of these trailers at all. The reveal trailers, like, establishing shots, show none of that at all. Like, there's nothing on the streets. The streets are basically empty, for all intents and purposes. Other than cars. But hey, let's give them another chance. Maybe I'll watch this second trailer again, and I'll see something new, and maybe I'll be wrong. So let's go through it.
Hey, I'm Bryce Charles,
Hello? NPCs?
and I voice the boss in Saints Row. Why am I standing out here in the desert? It's because Saints Row is all new, with a brand new location in the American Southwest with all new characters to discover. Join me and the Volition team as we take you on a tour of a whole new world for the Saints. Welcome to Santo Ileso.
Is there a single fucking civilian in this game? What's going on?
Saints Row franchise has existed and done so many amazing things.
Where do you go from there? It's kind of hard to figure out.
Back to your roots, dickhead.
Naturally, we looked at all the things that we've done in the past. But the more we did that, the more we started to discover we're actually blocking ourselves from the massive creativity we have at the studio.
For to zoom out a little bit, I mean, the goals for this product, it's about making the best Saints Row game we've ever done.
We weren't really expressing what this game needed to be about.
We knew we wanted to get a fresh sort of perspective coming in, and we tried to bring in a lot of new faces into it. And that's really helped us with what we've done.
And that's when the concept really dove in that we need to reboot Saints Row.
If this is a Saints Row game, it's gotta be open world, right? Of course it is. And all the crazy sandbox action happens out here, in and around the weird, wild desert city of Santo Ileso, the biggest and best Saints Row playground yet.
We're set in the Southwest. That is a big deal for us because it's a whole new bold setting.
The Southwest has a majesty. The buttes, the mesas, the color.
You're thinking of that red rock. You're thinking of that sandy ground.
The iconic sunsets, the postcard imagery, rich in culture, rich in diversity and history. It's also got an incredible city motto, which is Keep Santo Strange.
Keep It Strange fits like a glove. It was practically tailor-made for Saints Row. Embrace your weirdness, embrace your identity, and revel in it.
Okay, first off, seems like those are some NPCs, maybe? Could be NPCs, finally. Second off, you could say that about anything ever. Oh, keep it weird, keep it strange. This is just some, like, this is a kid show level moral in this game. This is like the whole point of the game, like, oh, be strange. That's for kid shows, okay? I hate to break it to you. It's not really that nuanced of an idea when all you're saying is like, oh, be strange. How about you show me that instead of tell me that? How about that?
Now we get the heart of our tour. The Saints themselves. Who are these four friends who come together, take a chance on each other, and create a criminal empire of their own?
We've created a set of characters that you're going to want to invite into your living room every day.
You have the boss.
The boss is brash.
The best part is that the boss is you, sort of a charismatic murder machine.
Nice. You did say we need to have our fingers in more pies.
That's it? Oh, she's brash and charismatic. Oh, more fingers, more pies. This is obviously the least important character, just being a self-insert, but like... Again, what are you trying to say? I also love how many clips they have to splice together to try and say something about the boss. Like, there's just one where it's like, the boss is brash. Like, you don't have anything. Just stop pretending.
You know, Eli.
He wants to build something special.
Prefers hostile takeovers to open hostilities.
As an investor, I don't like wasting money.
You know what's strange? If Eli was like a ruthless, like, businessman type guy, then that could be really interesting. But I find it hard to believe that when in the other trailer he was like, ooh, whoopsie me, oh, I'm so scared. Like, you know what I mean? But let's put a pin in that for right this second.
I really like Nina. Her way of thinking is really family-oriented. An obsessive gearhead, and just the best getaway driver in the business.
So, in a better trailer, for everything he said, there would have been an actual clip of her being like that. So when he said, oh, she's family-oriented, there would be a clip of her saying something like, oh, we gotta stick together or something. But this is not a better trailer. Like when he says she's the best getaway driver, she's not even in a car. She's not even driving when he says that. How am I supposed to take you seriously if you're not showing evidence for the claims that you're making about your own characters?
And badass.
Cool. Cool, bro. This is a different guy, by the way. They spliced in a different clip. Like, is that all he could come up with? That's the only thing he could think to say about this character? Is that what I'm supposed to get out of this?
Esto es por ti, mamá.
Okay.
Kevin, who's come to Santo Aliso looking for a place to belong.
Kevin is shirtless. I don't know why.
Kev wants to be a TV chef.
Again, 3 more things, and it's starting to feel that they just pick them out of a hat. They just pick random things out of a hat and plop them onto these characters. Except for the shirtless thing, obviously. That's a fun thing for the boys, but not so much for the girls. I mean, would be for me, though.
You know what would make it smell even better? Hey, man, if you want a $300 waffle maker, you can buy with the exposure the idols pay you in.
Again, what is this? These are some weird, like, mixed signals I'm getting from Eli. Like, I guess he's a coward out in the field. But then why is he out in the field? You know what I mean? And again, I didn't even mention this. They, again, didn't show clips. Like, he's like, oh, he's looking for a place. Like, where is the clip of that? Also, how does his desire to become a TV chef fit in with his wanting to belong somewhere? Did someone he care about teach him how to cook and inspire him? Is he an orphan? Does he not get along with his family? Like, why is he over here? Like, why is he here? Why isn't he with his family? Like, why don't you say that? A lot of people, like, make fun of Kevin because he's, like, the quirky dude. And he's probably going to be super aggravating, but maybe not. Maybe it's just because none of these seem to have any personality. Also, when we look at the Watchdogs trailer, we'll get to this, but, like, what does Kevin do? Like, what's his role? Like, Eli's the investor. The other bitch is, like, a getaway driver. The boss probably doesn't have a role. I guess she's in charge, but, like, what does Kevin do? Distraction? Maybe? They should probably say that. It'd be nice.
This reset let us add heart in a big way, and that's like the #1 thing about this game.
100% they're relatable. I would not do what they do to pay down the student loans, but I get where they're coming from all the time.
Oh my god, he does say the student loans thing. God fucking damn it. First of all, relatable isn't good. Second of all, this is kind of like sociopathic. Like, you're killing people for your student loans? Like, what's wrong with you? This franchise is supposed to be about gangsters. It's supposed to be about gangsters. I know that. Like, why are these guys making a criminal organization? Like, what's going on? It's just happening because it's Saints Row and it needs to happen. Otherwise, there'd be absolutely nothing. There'd be no semblance of Saints Row at all.
So I made them watch while I broke their dad's... Ah, shit.
But who would our bad guys be without the even badder guys? The criminal gangs that rule their own territories in Santo Ileso, standing between you and control of the city you're looking to own. What's their deal?
Each of the enemy factions approach you from different angles. They look and play distinctly from each other.
My name is on the goddamn building!
Why does this animation look so bad? It looks so unemotive somehow. Like his face just isn't moving at all. Is that just me?
Marshall is an international corporation. They just happen to have their headquarters here in Santo Ileso.
They are strategic assassins. They've got high-tech, bleeding-edge technology, and they're designed to secure and lock you down.
In contrast, Panteros is all about muscle and physical power.
They're part of the soul of Santo.
They're tough and brutal, and they favor melee attacks and heavy weaponry to come at you with full force.
You're messing with the Panteros, you're messing with strength.
Ladies and gentlemen of Santo Ileso.
Then there's the Idols.
The Idols are something completely different.
They're self-styled anarchists. They see themselves as icons in the New World Order.
They're a cult of personality, and what they lack in combat sophistication, they make up in numbers, and so they try to swarm the player.
This looks pretty good, you know, pretty interesting. I'll give him that.
Okay, so let's talk about the talented team of creatives at Volition that brought this reboot to life. What are some of the things they're most excited for us to see, play, and experience?
Oh god, here we go.
We are trying to put as much attention to detail as we possibly can. We wanted to create a whole new world filled with discovery that each of our players can feel included in.
Our character team and our character customization, our options are crazy.
You're making your character the way you want to, you're building your criminal empire the way you want to, you're earning money the way that you want to. All that together leads to the philosophy of being self-made.
It is this weird combination that I don't see in any other games out there of humor, of over the top, and of badass.
Stop.
We're wanting you to just be in the moment and have that experience. And the experience that we're having is just BS and have fun with it.
So that means next step is to make connections with people that can shoot guns.
Oh, come on, man. We want this thing to be more than a street gang. We want to be an organization, an institution.
What the ever-loving fuck are you talking about? This is a gangster gang. Maybe that's part of the thing. It's like, oh, side with Eli or side with Kevin or whatever the fuck, but how is that even a choice in this game? You are a criminal gang who is trying to pay off their student loans by committing crime. You're just taking the premise of the other games and like shoving it into this idea that it just doesn't fit into.
They're the kinds of choices that I can make and the way that I can play the game. And then most importantly, leveraging the experience of Volition, creativity that we have with trying new things out, and then having this open world where we can realize that. I think it's made for a really exciting game with Saints Row.
We started this journey searching for the new Saints. And where we got to is, it was time to tell a new story set in a whole new city about a group of friends hungry to create a new criminal empire all of their own. But ultimately we discovered that the game itself is about being your own boss, being true, being you, about being self-made.
First of all, criminals. Second of all, how are you self-made? You gotta steal. You're just stealing stuff. You're stealing. You're stealing guns and shit. Like, what are you on about? Why is she presenting this like it's, oh, look at us, we're so fucking smart and we're showing off this great moral for our youth? Like, what are you on about? Is this one of those games you're like, thinks they're shoving this like powerful message at you, but really it's like a really toxic one that could actually be quite harmful if someone took it to heart and, you know, started stealing things, saying like, oh, I'm self-made because I stole your stuff, and like, what is going on? So now let's cleanse our palate with a much better trailer for Watchdogs 2, the story one. There is this Marcus introduction they did on the same day as the reveal trailer, but that got some bad reception, so you know what? They didn't do any more character introductions. Crazy. Crazy how they took the criticism for the way they were marketing the game, and then they started marketing it a different way. And you know what? There's a walkthrough of a mission. Like, why doesn't this game have a mission walkthrough already? Like, this should have been like the first thing after that disaster of a first trailer. But yeah, let's watch and compare.
That's him. Marcus Holloway. Time him.
Too late, he's in.
Who is he? That's the guy who could help us change the world.
Now this is how you introduce a character. I mean, Marcus is pretty boring, from what I remember of the little I actually played at Watchdogs 2. But this introduction is great. It's characters in-game talking about him, setting him up, being like, wow, he's doing this and that. And like, it's just that simple. It really is just that simple. Don't have the developers come on and be like, whoa, he has this trait and this trait and this hobby. Like, show us what the characters in the world think, how they're talking about them. Show me a conversation, like a real conversation. Like, who cares if he likes cooking or likes podcasts if he's not a character first, you know what I mean? You can't just give a character a hobby, say that's relatable, and call it a day. You gotta have something substantial to actually advertise. Like, something tied to their role in the plot. What is the plot in the new Saints Row? Like, what is it? Can anyone tell me? Again, establishing the world, showing the NPCs, showing the environment, showing the different types of, ecosystems. It really isn't that hard to do.
Welcome to DedSec. I'm Satara. This sweetheart is Josh. This weirdo's Wrench. And this is Horatio.
It's the crew, huh?
I just want to highlight something extremely important here, okay? We have a character in the world who is one of the side characters herself, introducing the main characters. And for Josh, she's like, oh, he's a sweetheart. And for Wrench, she's like, oh, he's a weirdo. And Horatio is like some boring introduction, like, I don't know what that was about. But the other two, and Zarina, are actually characterized through this interaction. Zarina's shown to be opinionated and judgmental. And that's not much, but it's something that's actually shown, not told. But obviously, she's also pretty compassionate, considering she called Josh a sweetheart. And when we see him, he's with his head down, he's looking at the computer, he's working hard. And so we can infer a lot of things about his actual personality from just this frame and this setup voiceover. And look at their clothes. Serena is colourful and flashy, where Josh, he's clearly covered up, and he has a key around his neck, which is kind of intriguing. Like, what does that mean? So yeah, again, ignoring Horatio, don't know what's going on there, but these other two characters, their outfits really tell us a lot about them. Unlike the Saints Row characters, what can you glean from any of those outfits except for maybe Kevin, who's not wearing a shirt, and even then that's not. He's got a tattoo, I guess. It has some food on it, some flowers. But why does he not have a shirt on? Is it because he's confident? Is it because he's forgetful? Is it a combination? Why? I don't know. And the fact that he isn't wearing clothes means that we can't infer anything from how he wears clothes or whatever the fuck. I guess Eli wore some suits and bow ties, but that just seems like that's just weird. It just looks like something that's carried over from the night before or from a mission. It's very bizarre. Dressing up prim and proper, I can understand, but why the bow tie? Why the bow tie look with all this tuxedo-esque thing specifically? Does it just look unique and quirky? Is that why? And again, this doesn't really count for the boss, because the boss is the boss. It's going to be customized anyway. Okay, so now back to Wrench, who is possibly the most pivotal character for this comparison. Wrench and Kevin are clearly very similar. They both seem kind of weird, and they have emoticon faces. But watch this clip again.
This weirdo's Wrench.
First of all, he gets called a weirdo, so his eccentric behavior is already contextualized as oh, the other characters might make fun of him for it. He looks weird, obviously. It's addressed. It doesn't... Whereas in Saints Row, it doesn't get addressed at all, it feels like. Because we don't really know anything about the way the characters feel about each other. There's one look where the driver is looking at Kevin oh yes, he's pretty funny right now. But that's about it. There was a CGI trailer and so many clips of these characters together, and yet I don't know how any of them really feel about any of the other ones. There's no dynamic. And of course, the elephant in the room, why does he have an emoticon mask? Well, it's pretty obvious. There are several reasons that we can figure out just from this one clip. some of it you can get just by looking at him, right? You're looking at Wrench, his mask fits in with his like vest, so you're like, oh, it's an outfit, it's a costume, it's a part of something, right? Now, obviously, he never takes his mask off, because in universe it ends up being like his insecurities, it's the reason he's wearing the mask or whatever, but we don't know that in this trailer. We can make theories about it. Why is he wearing the mask? Is he insecure? Yes. But is he insecure? We don't know. And obviously he also has the mask because he's committing crimes, because earlier in this trailer, Marcus put his mask up because he's hiding his identity when he does crimes. So it all fits in to what's going on in the world and with the other characters. Of course, in Saints Row, they don't do this. They just sit in the car and commit crimes while Kevin is wearing a mask, and I just don't understand. Like, obviously they're doing it because the other cast from the other games didn't do it, but that's because they're gangsters, you know? Like, are these stupid kids really supposed to be gangsters? Am I really supposed to be able to believe that? Anyway, most of the shit about Wrench was, you know, based off his appearance. Obviously his name is Wrench, so that makes you, and he's smashing a toaster, so it's like, oh, is he a tinkerer or something? Did he make that outfit, you know? Just from this clip, you have so much to think about. His outfit, his mask, how it fits into the world, how it makes sense. It's so, there's so much there. And yet, with Saints Row, he just puts on a helmet, and it's like, oh, cultists have one of these. Like, what is this? Why is this in the game? Honestly, this whole video was just for me to gas up Wrench. That's the only reason I made the video. This dumb fucking character from Watchdogs 2, it's just like, wow, he's actually, look how well designed he is. Like, it's crazy comparing it to Saints Row 5 years later. That's not even mentioning that the rest of this fucking trailer is telling us the plot, you know, like a trailer would, like telling us what's going on. I don't know what's going on in Saints Row at all. But this is also important to talk about because it ties in to the previous game. It has a theme to tie into about the corporations and how they're invading people's privacy and blah blah blah, and that's applicable to the real world, and it makes sense for both the previous game's protagonist and these games' protagonists to actually be involved in this. Like, these guys are like hackers in a basement. You know, they're not gangsters. You know, it's just that easy. It's just that easy.
They're making backroom deals to trade our private information. We have to stop this. We're talking data manipulation on a massive scale. Rigged elections, weapons programs, spying into people's homes. All of it controlled by one man, Bloom's CTO, Dusan Nemec.
Wait, so all these companies just agreed to up and funnel all their data through Bloom? Does anyone else find that suspicious?
All that data at Bloom's fingertips, that's like the world's most powerful monopoly.
This is systemic injustice at its highest level.
Let's show them what going to war with us really means.
Holy shit, a motivation for our characters? Oh, that must have been tough to write. Oh my god, it's the fan favorite character from the other game. That's super cool, guys. It's super nice when they show respect for their previous entries, even though they took the series in a completely different direction. Very thoughtful of them. I didn't even think about this. They showed the antagonist. There's no antagonist in Saints Row. I mean, there's a gang leader, but like, is he the antagonist for the whole thing? The overall game? But hey, let's just hold that thought. Maybe it's like Fallout New Vegas and you can side with one of the gangsters and, you know, and you have to like deal with all the gangs before everything. I don't know. I don't know. The trailers were what they were, after all.
A few civilian casualties is the cost you have to pay for the betterment of the world.
You can't see the people you're stepping on.
Guess what, Marcus?
Guess what?
The people, they don't care how it works, only that it does.
Villains, themes, conflicts of interest. How hard is that to put into your advertisements? Did it show you driving a single vehicle in the Saints Row trailer? Look at how many features are shown in this trailer. It's crazy. Like, there's so much shown. The combat, the crazy things you could do with hacking, like everything. Just thing after thing after thing. And in Saints Row? In the Saints Row trailers? But let's have a look at the end. Let's see what the last thing is in this trailer.
Nice hat.
Nice mask.
Okay, we're good.
And to be fair, this is kind of weird. Like, why does he say, okay, we're good so fast? It's kind of bizarre. Maybe it's just the distortion effect, but yeah, not a great ending, but still a lot better than some other trailers. So what's the conclusion? Well, the conclusion is that this marketing for Saints Row is abysmal, and also the conceptual ideas just don't seem to be there. Like, there just doesn't seem to be any substance to this game if the trailers are to be believed. I was originally just going to make this video about the marketing, but then I just kept looking into everything between Saints Row and Watchdogs, and there's just so much there in Watchdogs. There's just so much there in terms of story. Like, we just get told information, you know? It's crazy. Like, where is the game? Like, why am I not being shown the actual game? There's some gameplay, it looks fine, but like, where is it? I need to see what you're actually doing, like the side content and all that shit. Like, where is that? And then they go on Twitter and they're like, well, we believe in this product. Like, they don't even say that. They don't even say, hey, we believe in this product. Give us a chance. They're just like, haters gotta hate. Ha ha ha. Granted, this is, you know, the Twitter account, but still. But yeah, if you're wondering what's going on with Saints Row right now, or if you're wondering from the future about what happened, now you know, like in excruciating detail, how shit these trailers are, and how little information we're given, and how little substance there seems to be in this reboot. That's not even mentioning, like, the change in direction. Like, I barely mentioned that in this video, because I didn't really play the originals. But like I said in Watch Dogs, it was just like, it was basically the same end goal. Like, the idea was the same. Technology bad. Invasion of privacy bad. But in this game, there's like absolutely nothing Saints Row about it. But yeah, this video is almost like half an hour long, so I should probably stop. You get the point. Saints Row bad, Watch Dogs 2 good. Also gives us a reason to look back at this trailer no one gives a shit about. So, that's pretty cool.
Good thing I cleared space on my phone.